Welcome to the Texas Motor Speedway. We're getting ready for round number 6 of the DRL Summer Series. Coming to you a bit later than what we wanted to, but a Mobil 1500 from Texas is coming up right here. 24 drivers in the supercars ready to take on the 1.5 mile D-shaped, or quad oval, I should say, Texas Motor Speedway. And coming into this race, Bradley Reim has been stomping the field the whole season so far. He comes in with a 31-point lead over Ryan Durrani. We'll have to see if that can hold up, or if Reim, who starts 20th today on the outside and way in the back of the field, will have his gap slashed, perhaps in half, perhaps maybe. Durrani rolls off from the 7th spot here today. Zachary Fitzwater 35 points behind, Andy Thomas 40 points behind the winner at Daytona, and in the 5th spot in points, Titan Nicholas 50 behind coming into today here at Texas for the Mobil 1500. Kagami Owoye, last in points, is going to roll off from the pole position in that 35 Truck Assist Chevrolet Camaro. For the first time this season, it's been a rough season for him, as well as the guy on the outside, pole Ryder Hunter. But we'll have to see who can salvage something out of the season yet, as this is the third to last race of the DRL Summer Series season here in 2023. Without further ado, let's get those engines fired and get rolling. And so the engines fire here at Texas, and we roll off of the pit lane with Kagami Owoye ready to lead the field from starting spot number 1 in the number 35 Truck Assist Chevrolet Camaro, next to Ryder Hunter in the 56 in that Ford Mustang, who starts on the outside pole. In the 3rd spot, Derek Alexander in the 8. Our winner at Minnesota last time out rolls off alongside Daytona winner to open the season, Andy Thomas in the 26. Reggie Fogelman and Maxie Chilton highlight row number 3, starting 5th and 6th respectively. Then teammates on the 4th row, 7th spot, we start Will Parrish in the number 2 and Owen Miles on his outside in the 25, who rolls off in the 8th position. In the 9th spot, as we said, Ryan Durrani in the 55, who is the closest competitor to Bradley Reim in the points. We'll have to see if he can close down that gap. And Caleb Rose in the 88, who will roll off in the 10th spot. We're coming around turns 3 and 4. The pace car will get ready to pull down on the pit lane, and the field will be in the hands of Kagami Owoye and Ryder Hunter. Pace car is down, and the engines and the gears shift up, and Kagami Owoye is going to take the green flag here in the Mobil 1500. Green flag flies here at Texas. Owoye leads off at turn number 4 to take the first lap of 34 here, but it's 3 wide behind him for the second, and even behind that, as Will Parrish going to slide up through the corner. They're going to go 4 wide here, with Shakur McKenzie coming in the 19, looking for second spot now to Derek Alexander and Will Parrish to his outside, and that is allowing the 35 of Owoye to pull right away from these guys. He must be almost a second in front already, as they are sliding around here at Texas. Put Andy Thomas into the 2nd spot, but not for long, as Sam Odoskin in the 99 making his way up here in the Coca-Cola Aerobus machine. Behind him, one of the new line entries is Matt Harper in the 23 and a Red Bull car. Caleb Rose starting from the 10th spot, already up here as the field is cycling through, and we have a big gap and a crash back here. Riley Sampson and Ryan Durrani go around, and a big hit for Durrani on the front end of the car. The hood is buckled, and Riley Sampson involved as well, as the caution is already out. Kagami Owoye takes the caution 0.8 of a second ahead of Matt Harper, and that has got to be a killer for Owoye already with such a huge advantage. Lap number 4 of 34 only, but that's a race killer for Riley Sampson and Ryan Durrani, and any hopes at least Durrani had of catching Bradley Reim are now in the garbage. And Ryder Hunter fell all the way back to the back of the field almost in just 3 laps under the green flag. It looks like everyone's going to try and come down the pit road here. They will come down for service. Owoye leaves the field down. We'll watch him, and then we'll go take a look at what happened to bring out that caution. I'm not sure what the call will be here for any of these teams, but I would think that maybe we see a mix-up of 1 or 2 tires, or maybe just 2. But it is early on in the run, so we'll have to see. We'll follow Owoye in the number 1 pit stall. As the jack goes up on the right side, that's 2 tires down. The rest of the field coming off. Looks like Samad Ozkin's already off the pit road. He might have taken 2 tires, and he's going to get off first, as everyone else is going to get 4 and fuel for service. So Samad Ozkin, I do believe, is going to win the race off of the pit road, ahead of Owoye, then Matt Harper, and Annie Thomas, I do believe this, and actually Shakur McKenzie. They were both starting up front, so we'll clarify that for you in just a little bit. But this is Samad Ozkin, the Super Swede in the 99, who will have the lead on the restart. Let's go take a look at what happened to bring out caution number 1 of the day here in the Mobil 1500. So, coming off of turn number 2 here, Ryan Durrani slid up the track, and Reggie Fogelman was in his way there, so they grind against the outside wall down the back straightaway, sending both of them sideways. Durrani spins out along with Fogelman, and then behind him you see the DeWalt car of Riley Sampson coming down. He's got the inside, but he's just gonna get into the 55 of Ryan Durrani, and that sends Sampson around and into the inside wall. And that is what is going to knock both of these drivers out of the race here. Fogelman is fine, but his teammate Sampson and Ryan Durrani, who had such a good outlook on the race starting 9th, is unfortunately going to end their days here early in the Mobil 1500. Welcome back to the Texas Motor Speedway under caution here on lap number 7 of 34 in the Mobil 1500. Samad Ozkin took 2 tires under that pit cycle, and he will get the lead on this restart. We'll have to see how that works for him, though, because everyone from Kagami Owoye on back has 4 tires and fuel under that last pit stop. All the way back to the 22nd spot, where Reggie Fogelman will restart the race, as Ryan Durrani and Riley Sampson have both retired as a result of that accident on lap number 3. Now we are coming out of turn 4, the pace car's lights are off, so we will go back to green in just a few moments, as the Camry will pull down onto the pit lane. Samad Ozkin working with 2 less fresh tires than everybody else. How will this go for the 99? We're about to find out as we go back to the green flag here at Texas. And Owoye jumps right to the inside in the 35, wasting no time to get back to the lead where he started. Owoye to the lead. Matt Harper following right behind him. Then Annie Thomas runs in the 4th spot, but she's stuck on the outside. And here comes the 88 of Caleb Rose. And the other truck assist Chevrolet of Titan Nicholas in 5th in the point standings, coming up to the 4th spot, as these guys are already back up right to a flying speed. And it's Owoye right back where he found himself starting the race, in the lead in the 35 as they continue to slide around. Rose will have the 2nd spot now as they look 3 wide possibly for the 3rd spot. Harper's in the wall. Matt Harper hits the wall hard, and he's going to fall right back on the outside. Going to hold up Samad Ozkin here, who was falling like a rock through the field, and now Brian Webb's getting slow on the apron there. Thought he was pitting there in the 6th, but turns out he's just a little caught up on that apron on that white line, painting it a little too much. So that's going to hold up this field. 3 wide, now 4 wide. David Dawn at the inside, the 9. Harper's in the outside wall again, but they somehow keep it together without a big wreck. Single file up through the top 5 now. Shakur McKenzie running in the 5th spot. But Owoye still leads lap number 10 of this race here in the Mobil 1500, and these laps are ticking off and they're flying by, running just under 27 seconds a lap. But Rose and Parrish are starting to close in here. Here comes Parrish in the number 2 now, to the inside of Caleb Rose for the 2nd spot. But he can't make it stick. Rose will block him heading into turn number 3, and it's now Rose trying to get a run to the inside of Owoye. Parrish pushes, and they're going to be side by side, coming to the finish line. Oboye leads the lap by a nose, but Rose is going to send it off right into turn 1. And Parrish is going to be right there as well, as these guys do not get a ton of grip with how fast they're going into the corners here. It is really fun to watch, but it is really, really scary, and these drivers are right on the edge. Caleb Rose, we'll see how long he can hold the lead here in the Red Bull Ampol machine. It's not going to be for very long, as here comes Parrish. Awoye, Nicholas, McKenzie, and now David Dawn are starting to lurk back here as well, heading back to the 6th spot. But it is side by side for the lead once again, with Parrish taking it this time on lap number 13. And Sam Oskins coming down the pit lane. He fell straight through the field off that restart, and this has gone all too bad for him. The race has gone sour for the 99, and that's probably his chances of winning up. Although I do believe everyone will have to make one more pit stop with how early we pitted in the race, but that is not of concern to these guys right now. Look at Shakur McKenzie and David Dawn in the inside lane. Dylan Cunningham trying to catch up back here in the 17. He's a spectator to all of this. But McKenzie will pull through the middle, take the 3rd spot away, and oh! Nicholas hard into the wall there in the 34. Way off the pace just for a moment there down the back straightaway, but it looks like he'll gather it up and continue to move on. Kagami Awoye, his teammate, continuing to try and track down Will Parrish, but it is all the number 2 Walkinshaw Andretti car up front right now on lap number 15. Awoye and then McKenzie trying to reel in the number 2. Ford, Chevy, Ford, how they run in the top 3 right now on the podium as it stands. David Dawn moved his way to the 4th spot, but he's slipping up the track for Caleb Rose to try and take a chance and grab position number 4. Cunningham up to the 6th spot after Nicholas got into the wall. Maxie Chilton having a strong run in the 8th spot right now, what has not been an impressive season for him so far. Brian Webb and Owen Miles round out the top 10, and there's your last winner, Derek Alexander, who won at the Minnesota Motorsports Park, currently in the 11th spot. Caleb Rose sending it to the inside of Dawn, and Cunningham will grab a spot as well to move into the top 5 for the first time today for the Shell V-Power driver. Bradley Reim's teammate, not sure where Reim is, but we'll come back to that later as we've got another battle here. McKenzie to the inside of Kagami Awoye for the 2nd spot. Lap number 17 will be halfway through the Mobil 1 500 this time by Will Parrish, liking what he's seeing in his mirrors. Seeing them side by side, it could help him pull away, kind of like the 35 did right before that first caution struck. But they're not going to be side by side for quite as long. A quick swap in positions puts McKenzie in the 2nd spot. Awoye in 3rd, Rose in 4th, Cunningham runs in the 5th, and now David Dawn at the end of a 6-car line that is pulling away from everyone else in the field. And we're going to go back to Bradley Reim here. He's getting passed by Skylar Taylor, Reggie Fogelman. He started that lap 15th, and I think he might end it about 18th or 19th, the way he's running right now. So still not a great run for Reim, but not a whole lot to worry about up front, as none of these guys up here are huge points contenders as it stands right now. We could see someone like a David Dawn jump into the top 5 again, but we'll have to see at the end of the race. Awoye and Rose, however, they are not in the championship battle at all. They are here to win. And Caleb Rose looking for the 3rd spot now, trying to get closer to winning as Awoye continues to fall back through this group on the outside lane. Still Parrish. Now McKenzie's job is to try and reel in the leader of the number 2. Rose to set 3rd. David Dawn to the 4th spot, and he's got Dylan Cunningham to deal with, and the 35 almost into the wall, just like his teammate did earlier. Awoye off the pace just a little bit. He'll gather it up just like Nicholas did and continue to run in the 6th position as Cunningham goes past David Dawn for 4th. Single file up through the top 10 now. Not sure if anyone's side by side at the moment. No, they're not. But looks like number 3 here, Tanner Parton, off the pace in the Cool Drive Auto Parts machine. I don't know if he just came off pit road. It doesn't look like it. And Samet Oskin's out of the race, in fact, so the 99. Don't know if he had a mechanical problem or something, but he is completely out of the race. He'll finish 22nd, and Tanner Parton is losing almost 2 seconds a lap here in the 3. So he will definitely be caught by the leaders before this thing is over. Here comes Caleb Rose looking to get closer to the lead. Getting to the 2nd spot now as he goes around Shakur McKenzie, and these guys have dropped 4th on back. Brian Webb to the inside of Kagami Awoye here looking for 4th. He couldn't make it stick. David Dunn, Dylan Cunningham here as well, but they're losing ground to the Red Bull, the Penrite, and the Mobil 1 cars up front. Will Parrish still leading, and Shakur McKenzie sends it back down to the inside to Caleb Rose. And these two are not helping each other out here, battling for the second spot as Parrish continues to pull a bit of a gap out, but now he's got the number 3 of Tanner Parton just in his sights, and we'll have to see if the leaders can dispose of the slapper very easily or not. Parton's off the pace for whatever reason. He may have been involved in that first caution that you guys may have saw the replay for. I have not done the replay yet, but they're going to catch him in a corner. Will Parrish going to get held up just a little bit, but he gets to the inside off the exit of turn number 2. And no love lost between them, but Shakur McKenzie's going to get blocked by Parton heading into the third turn, and that is going to undo all the progress he made just off of turn 2 earlier on that backstretch. Caleb Rose gets by right behind McKenzie as Parton is out of the way. 10 laps to go now in the Mobil 1 500 for Will Parrish with a 0.3 of a second advantage that is quickly closing. As long as these two don't battle, which they continue to do, Caleb Rose back to the inside for second. Rose will take the spot right away, but as we watch from the perspective of Will Parrish here, you'll see they're not really closing as long as they continue to battle with him. These guys are always slideways as the tires continue to wear here through the corners, and Caleb Rose is just starting to inch back towards Will Parrish here. Will take 7 laps to go, right at the line here for Will Parrish in the Mobil 1 500, but this race is far from over as Caleb Rose is just inching closer and closer to Will Parrish with each lap that goes. Shakur McKenzie can't keep up with him. Brian Webb moved into the 4th spot with Dylan Cunningham in 5th. But they are not factors as it stands right now over second back of the lead. This is going to be between the top 3. And if Parrish can be caught, it will get crazy. And they will continue to pass each other because that's just what we've seen so far. But Parrish holding strong right now. Rose is losing a little bit of ground again, and McKenzie will be attacking him in just a moment's notice as long as McKenzie can continue to close in. You can see him visibly closing in through turn number 1 and 2. And that's because the caution is out. And it may have been for the 34 of Titan Nicholas. He's got a bunch of damage on that right side. I presume from hitting the wall earlier, but it could have been from another accident here. Skylar Taylor, Tanner Parton is back here, the lap car, and Taylor's got a big buckle in her hood, so I would not be surprised if it's the 14 of Skylar Taylor that's the reason for the caution coming out here in lap number 28 of 34. We'll take 5 to go as we cross the line this time by. But no one came down the pit road, so maybe they can make it to the end. I'm not really sure what the fuel window is, as I haven't gotten a really clean run of the race when I've looked for it, so we'll have to see what the situation is, but we should go back to the green flag, and that is for certain. So we'll take a look at what happened to bring out that caution with 6 laps to go here in the Mobil 1 500. Another accident off of turn number 2 here. This time it was Tanner Parton fallen victim to being slid up upon by the outside pole sitter Ryder Hunter, and this time they claim a 3rd victim in Titan Nicholas. All 3 bang together down the back straightaway. Hunter somehow gets away from this all, but Matt Harper has nowhere to go there, and then Skylar Taylor barrels right into it in the 14. Actually, she gets up into Owen Miles there, and they gather Reggie Fogelman in his 2nd crash of the day, so a lot more cars involved in this one. Derek Alexander took another big hit there as well. So more like 7 or 8 cars involved in this accident that we did not see originally. But Taylor has lots of damage. Nicholas Miles got a big hit out of that accident as well as many others. So we'll take another look at that in real time. Well, there you have it, and let's go back and find out who will get the win here in the Mobil 1 500 on this 2-lap shootout. We'll be restarting with 2 laps to go. Will Parrish is the leader. We'll have to see if he can hold on and get the win at Texas. It's going to be a 2-lap shootout to determine the winner of the Mobil 1 500 here at Texas as the lights are out. And you saw the reason for that accident, Skylar Taylor, with the hood off now, looking like a modified in that 14, but she still runs in the 19th spot. And Reggie Fogelman has retired from the race with an issue on his 20 car. He'll finish 21st on the day. But we're getting ready to go back green now. Will Parrish, Caleb Rose, Shakur McKenzie, Brian Webb, and Dylan Cunningham find themselves back with a shot to win it here at Texas. But Will Parrish, he's led most of this race since he took the lead, and he will have the field in his control. We'll have to see what he can do with it. Green flag back in the air, final time here at Texas. 2 more laps to go, and Rose goes up outside to block Shakur McKenzie, but I don't know if that's going to work for him, and it's not. The 19 to the inside for second as Parrish gets a clean getaway, but McKenzie and Brian Webb are right there. Parrish leads by just a bumper, heading down the backstretch, but he can't let him pass him. Shakur McKenzie getting pushed way up to the outside by the 6 of Brian Webb. And Rose might find a shot. Parrish is coming down. He's out of fuel. White flag in the air now with Brian Webb in the lead. And they couldn't make it to the end on fuel. There's a group of 6 cars up here that could win it. Brian Webb shoots out to the lead through turns 1 and 2. Dylan Cunningham right there in the 17 as well. It's Angel Gutierrez, who we have not seen all day, but none of them have a big enough run to get to Brian Webb in the Monster Energy number 6, a Ken Block tribute scheme, is finally going to go to victory lane here. Brian Webb wins the Mobil 1 500 at Texas. And a wacky ending. I don't know why they didn't pit under the caution. But 6 cars will make it to the end on fuel, including Skylar Taylor with her hood off, who will grab a 4th place finish after bringing out the caution that set up this situation in the first place. So Brian Webb is going to steal the win here at Texas after the leaders all played their strategy wrong. Will Parrish, Caleb Rose, Kagami Awoye all come down. They will get a top 10 at the end of this thing, but Awoye won't. But some contact in the pit lane there as Brian Webb pulls into the stall, a DRL Summer Series winner by 0.3 of a second over Angel Gutierrez in the 31, who we did not see coming at all. Dylan Cunningham will grab the 3rd position at the end of the day. Shakur McKenzie and Maxie Chilton round out the top 5. And Skylar Taylor in the 14 with the modified, the hood's missing on it, will grab the 6th spot. David Dawn ends up 7th. Nathan Stapleton will finish 8th somehow in the 97. Will Parrish, Caleb Rose round out the top 10. And Parrish, who probably had the best shot at winning that race, would have won that race if he didn't have to come down with fuel at the white flag, ends up on the 9th on the day. Reggie Fogelman, Sam Oskin, Ryan Durrani, Riley Sampson all don't finish the race. Durrani and Sampson as the result of an accident, Oskin and Fogelman as a result of mechanical failures. But Brian Webb, overcoming all of the chaos in that short amount of time, will take the win here for the number 6. After a disappointing start at Watkins Glen where he started on the pole, but became nowhere by the end of it. Good redemption here at Texas as Brian Webb takes home the Mobil 1 500. Points leader Bradley Reim finished in the 13th spot, so he will not lose very many points here, especially since his closest competition got wrecked out on lap number 3. But other guys in the championship fight, Zachary Fitzwater finished 17th. Andy Thomas finished 15th, and Titan Nicholas finished 16th. So everyone still found a way to finish behind Bradley Reim, except for Brian Webb, who we did not mention, but he was 6th in the points coming in, 53 behind. So Reim's basically he'll have the same gap, if not bigger, as we head into the second to last race of the season at Auto Club. And the last 2 races will both be on the West Coast at Auto Club and Armory Digital. We're excited to see you then. But for now, I'm Logan signing off from the Texas Motor Speedway. Down to the points after race number 6 of the DRL Summer Series season 2023.